Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Shiba. Today's video is going to be a continuation of my last video. So my last video, I shared my experience with running a fashion brand, which is basically a product-based business. And I kind of explained my experience and linked it to product-based businesses. And I also explained why I made a decision to take a hold, on my own fashion brand. And I also basically left the floor open for you guys to decide whether you want to do such a thing or not, especially if you're in that kind of situation, when something is capital intensive and you don't have the capital to fund it. Okay, so now I'm going to first of all say that in that video, I did explain a lot about my experience, okay, and my own situation. Okay, that video was not in any way trying to force you guys to do anything that you don't want to do. Okay, I'm also the kind of person that really supports starting with what you have. Okay, and starting with what you have doesn't necessarily mean you have to go into that particular idea that you have. You can start something that would sell and it's easier to run, to raise funds for what you actually want to do. There are different ways to start with what you can. That word is a very broad statement. That statement is a very broad statement. So what I explained last time has nothing to do with that. It has all to do with the situation that I had, and I decided to share the story basically to connect with people that may be in such a situation. They don't have the fund to do a lot. Now for me, I actually had a lot of opportunity, because I'll say it's opportunity because I have skills in a lot of things. Like the branding for my business, I did them by myself because I'm a brand designer. And but considering situations that of other people where they don't have such skills or easy access to those things, they actually have to pay for those things. I'm even now thinking that okay, it may even be more capital intensive for those people. So that's the whole concept of the video and everything. You guys can check the video out if you want to watch the video, and then let's go on to part 2. So part 2 is now me actually sharing with you the process of launching a fashion brand or a fashion collection. I would say it's the same basically, because if you're starting a fashion brand, you are starting the fashion brand with a collection. You don't just launch fashion brand without having products. So it's kind of the same thing. So the first thing I would say first is that your fashion brand should be set. The name of your brand, your branding, everything has to be set. And every business has a marketing strategy and a sales strategy. So that also has to be set. Okay. Once you have that on ground, you can basically run along with producing that collection. It's possible for the sales strategy and marketing strategy for your business to not work for all the collections that you want to launch, depending on the theme of the collection and what the collection is trying to achieve, and the collection and who the collection is trying to target. Because for example, if my brand is a Afrocentric brand, I can have collections targeted towards different specific group of people, Afrocentric wears. Okay, so I can have the older people have this particular style of trad, really traditional wears, and the younger ones will have things like what I'm wearing right now. Okay, so depending on what you're selling, that will determine your marketing strategy and all of that. Okay, so once you have all of this on ground, I actually have a video on how to start a business. It applies to any type of business. I'm going to leave that video up in the cards. Yes, and you can also book a consultation with me if you want to talk one-on-one, so I can help you figure out your marketing strategy, your sales strategy, your target market, branding, business naming, and all of that. Basically help you to put your business together as a whole. It's a 2 hours consultation, so you can also book that if you want. Okay, so the second thing is to name your collection, to come up with a theme and understand the idea. So actually mentioned it backwards, but obviously you have the idea first, then from the idea you generate your theme for the collection comes out of it, and then the name of the collection would come out from that theme. So that's basically the 3 goes hand in hand. Okay, that's the next thing you need to do, because it's from the theme of that collection and the idea that you have that you'll be able to generate multiple designs from that idea that you have. Okay, and obviously when you're doing fashion design and you're doing sketches, you're coming up with concepts, they're actually generated from something, from a story. That's how creativity is. So that's why you have to note down your idea and generate a theme from that idea, and also name the collection. So the next thing you go into is the design of the outfits. Now you don't just go with your head to go and meet the tailor and start saying, yeah, cut like this, sew like this, do like this. Nah, you actually have to design every outfit in that collection. So like if the collection has 10 outfits, for example, that's what you want to launch basically. Yeah. Each outfit would have to be designed. Now I'm not even going to go through the process of designing because I actually have a course under Garneta Art School that is for teaching you how to design with your hand, sketching, Adobe Illustrator, and creating tech packs. Now that tech pack is what you send to your tailor or your manufacturing organization or your fashion factory to produce those clothes for you. Or if you want to sewing it by yourself, you still even need those sketches actually to guide yourself, because like it's really not good for you to just start sewing from your head. Do you understand? And then you also have to consider pattern drafting so that each piece that you sew is exactly the same thing. Do you understand? So like those are things that you need to consider design. So if you actually want to learn fashion design, you can click the link in the description so you can like purchase the course and learn. So after doing your designs, you've done your tech pack, you've done everything, the next thing that you need to do is to start making samples. Now for someone like me, I don't like sewing. I always say it every time. And like what I would do is find a fashion factory and I would work. Basically fashion factory would take my tech packs and then produce samples for me. Then I will look at those samples and see if it is okay, because sometimes you design on paper and it doesn't really fit when it actually comes out. So that's what samples are for. So then you make the sample, you look at how it looks like and all of that. Then you make changes if you need to. If you don't need to make changes, fine and good, you go ahead with the project, and then they now make in bulk. Okay, so let's say you want to make 15 pieces, 30 pieces, 50, 100, however you want to do it, whatever you're capable of doing at that time is what you will now do. Okay, so that's like the production phase. Now I would like to say this, that pricing is very, very important. I also have a video on pricing. I'm going to put that in the cards. I have a video on pricing, and I really need you guys to watch that video and actually take note of the formulas and calculate your pricing properly. Because if you are launching with, let's say, 15 pieces, the aim is for you to be able to use that money to make another 15 pieces or even 30 pieces. Now the pricing video that I did, I explained how you can use your pricing and your financial plan. I also have videos on financial planning, how you can use your financial structure, your financial plan to grow your production rates. So like that's extremely important. So after you've done your production, then that's when you start to, even while the production is going on, once you have finalized the price of the services from the fashion factory or manufacturer, you can start doing your pricing. Okay, I've not even talked about sourcing of fabric. Obviously you have to source for fabric before you even design. Okay, from the idea stage you already have an idea of what you want to do, so then you go to the markets and then you go and source for the fabric. Like you actually go there and feel the fabric. You don't just order online or something like that. The first time that you are starting the collection, you go to the market and actually feel the fabric. Ask the people in the market the name of the fabric, especially if you're in Nigeria, because in Nigeria the actual name of some fabrics is not what they call it in the market. So you need to actually know the market name. So once you have that information, then the next time you need to buy fabric, you can now order online or something, or from a vendor or something like that. Do you understand? So like that's like during the idea stage. So that fabric is what you're going to send to the manufacturer, or you can leave that old fabric sourcing to the hands of the manufacturer. There's some fashion factories that actually handle fabric sourcing for you, and like basically just tell them the idea that you have, the kind of fabric you want, how you want the clothes to sit on the person, and then they find the perfect fabric for you. So like that works as well. So like once you have done all these, then you basically can now do your pricing. So then you settle down and do your pricing while the production is going on. Okay, now while production is going on also, you should be refining your marketing strategy and your sales strategy. Now your marketing strategy is a strategy that you put in place to guide you on advertising, that's actually putting that clothes out there for people to see. So when someone sees that advert and they're now interested in that product, what do they do next? So from that point all the way to when the goods get to them is your sales strategy. Okay, so like they go hand in hand, is a process altogether. Okay, so you settle down and you do all of that, right? So by the time the products are almost done or done, you have already settled your marketing strategy and your pricing. Okay, once you have done that, you start to implement your marketing strategy and your sales strategy. Now, sales strategy, market strategy is a whole lot on its own. And honestly, I would advise that you actually pay for my consultation so that I can help you figure out one that is best for your brand. Okay, so what I'm going to explain now is just going to be a rundown overview of what's an idea of basically or an example of what you would do for a sales strategy and a marketing strategy. So for a marketing strategy, obviously you need content, right? You already have your content and you decide what platform do you want to use to market. Now, the platform that you want to use to market is determined by your target market, the kind of clothes you're selling, and the theme or the kind of brand that you have. Okay, now all of that you can choose Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever platform you want to use, or you want to use your offline store, whatever platform you want to use, right? Then you pick a marketing that suits it. So let's assume you pick Instagram, for example. You have influencer marketing on Instagram, you have Facebook ads, and all of that on Instagram. So you can decide to use both of them, or you can decide to use one. I usually advise that you should use both of them if you are capable enough for it, okay? And if you are not, you can actually use Facebook ads because they are cheaper, but then you have to get someone that is actually good with setting up the ads for you. Do you understand? So that you don't lose your money, because I've lost money with ads before. Like, I'm not actually experienced with running ads, and I still went ahead and put my money inside. So yeah, so I would advise that if you want to run ads, just get someone that's actually skilled setting up the ads and everything, and then you can use ads. And then if you want to use influencers, you can start with using nano influencers. You know, influencers basically that have followers below 10,000, and then you can work with them because they're more affordable and all that. So that's an idea for marketing. Now, your sales is actually where the work starts, and like I would advise that your sales strategy should be automated. Do you understand? It should be automated. Don't create a sales strategy that you have to, every single time you get an order, you have to be opening your laptop, doing this one, doing that one, doing that. No. You want to automate the system to bring down the workload to the barest minimum, okay? That's why you have the internet, and that's why technology is there, so make use of it. That is actually involving technology in fashion. So yeah. So when the person sees your advert, let's assume on Instagram, right? The next thing that they do usually send a DM. Now, when they send a DM, are you going to let them order directly there from Instagram? Or are you going to send them to your website where they can place an order, and the order is instantly documented and tracked with the address and everything, and you can just send information to your delivery service to deliver to them? Whichever one that you want to use, would you can choose from there, right? Or do you want a situation where when they order online, they pick up from your store? However it is that you want to do your sales strategy, organize it and plan it properly. Then you set up the avenues for the sales strategy. Like if you're using a website, your website has to be set up, okay? Now, for a website and the marketing and everything, all this process, you need content, right? And this is the next phase. So while the content creation is actually going on, you can still be working on your marketing strategy. So after production is your content creation, basically. So like during production, you do your pricing, and during content creation, you start to plan, prepare your sales avenues and your marketing avenues, okay? So like content creation here. So like content creation, you basically would need models, you need photographers, you need cinematographers, depending on if you want to do videos or not. And all you have to do is just share ideas with people, with them basically, and like they would get everything done for you. Now, if you don't have the necessary resources or the money to pay for such people, because they're expensive actually, you can basically just go the Instagram route and just use maybe yourself or a friend as the muse. Do a little bit of research on photography. Not that you go and do video now, the person is looking long and looking shapeless. It has to make sense. You have to at least have background knowledge on it before you attempt it. If you know you cannot do it, if you know you cannot arrange light, if you know you cannot press button on camera, if you know you cannot edit, just save up your money and just go and get a photographer, or beg your friend that knows how to do it to help you to take the picture. That's my advice, because if your pictures are bad, your clothes is not going to sell because it won't look attractive. Do you understand? Yeah, so that's content creation for you. You have to consider the models, the makeup, the hair, the accessories, that's the shoe, the jewelries, all of that. Concept, the location, that's the studio setup, the photographer you want to use, editing style, video style, if you want to use dance and fashion, you want to mix dance, movement and all of that. however it is you want to do, communicate with your cinematographer or photographer and get that done for you. Or you go the Instagram route and do home content, just like my situation here. If you check my Instagram page, I actually have some fashion posts there. You can check them out for inspiration. Yeah. Or something like this, as I'm sitting down here now, I can just do like a long form and just take pictures of maybe a top or something like that and just showcase it, advertise it and all. So yeah, this is just like basics rundown of sales, marketing and everything. So like after you've done this, basically the next thing for you to do is to launch and pray to Almighty God that God will grant you the results of your labor. Now, the reason why I said you should pay for my business consultation is because all the things that I explained now is overview knowledge. Now, you need to obviously know, how do I get a website if I don't have money to pay a programmer, things like that. Because like I actually have experience with websites and all of that. There are platforms that I use said that I don't really need websites because like they are basically storefronts and like they're easy to use and all of that. So like I give you basically connections. I also have connections to someone that runs Facebook ads. Like so many other things you're going to get within this package, and you also get discounts when you patronize Serifix as my customer or clients. Yeah, you get discounts when you patronize Serifix for your branding and all of that. So many perks that comes with it, and then it is specific to your own brand. And I'm also going to give you ideas and inspirations for your collection, if it's a fashion brand you want to launch or whatever brand it is you want to launch. Concepts and ideas like reach and storytelling ideas, how you can go about the storytelling, how you can go about the content creation, ideas for your setup and things like that we need to share with you. Okay, so like I look forward to working with you guys. Yeah, so that's going to be the end of this video. I hope it was insightful. My throat is paining me because I've been talking. Yeah, I hope it was insightful. I hope you learned a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.